If you don't use that as the intro, Ben, put it at the end somewhere. It's been a little while. It's still fine. I don't think it's growing, though. Is it supposed to grow? I don't think it's growing. It's freshly watered, so all the best, really. Right then, folks, welcome out to Glory Hunter with me, Ben. Good to see you. Hope I find you very well. Hello there, folks. Welcome out to Glory Hunter with me, DoctorBenjyFM. Call me Ben. Welcome. Take a seat. Get comfortable as we embark on another adventure. So then, since we last met, it was the very impressive 1-0 defeat to West Ham United, where I wish I'd done the Villa game because that was actually impressive. A 3-1 victory over Wolves followed that, though, and a winning against Fenerbahce. So let's get back on track until an away fixture at St James's Park, where a 2-1 defeat was inflicted upon us, and a really poor performance. It was the sort of game where I thought we would win it after going 1-0 up after 2 minutes, and then John Farrell very late on. I got to the point where I was sort of happy to get a point, and then we didn't even get that. So a 2-0 win over Bolton, again, got us back on track. It's just wins and defeats. It's very frustrating. Then a 4-2 victory over Leicester. They got a very late goal. It could have been 4-1, should have been 4-1, really. We fell asleep a little bit. Lokomotiv Moscow, that was a 3-1 victory, and then a 1-1 against Liverpool. They got a relatively late goal. Jim Patrick Feldham, who you might remember, was at Schalke, or Hoffenheim. I knew it was a blue and white team in Germany. I remember playing him when we were at Dortmund. So yeah, he's doing well for them. And Liverpool are slightly back. Today then, 2 games coming up for us. Derby, away from home. We're testing the theory a little bit, so if we're good against sides away from home. And not only that, Derby currently sit in 3rd position of all places. So that would be a good battle for us. Manchester United look unstoppable. I'm already terrified. We're already 11 points behind, although we do have a game in hand. It's a bit of a nightmare. And then Real Madrid in Group F. Of course, we've won our first 2 league games. Madrid in 2nd position. We're going to try and solidify ourselves as the best team in this group. And it's also nice to see how teams in Europe are getting on, where their level is at the moment, and facing off Madrid should give us a good indicator of that. So let's get involved then. I'm running through the team for the first game coming up against Derby away from home. So now I've got options, really. Do I go for a more defensive system that gives us a little bit more solidity? I've been playing it recently. We've been trying a few different bits and pieces, playing the fullback slightly more attacking, having the wingers do the same thing. Torreira sort of slots in between Sadru and Van Dijk, who's been playing recently after an injury elsewhere. There's options for us. Kieran Tierney as well is back to full fitness. I think we bring him back in. Him and Uvar, how you see there, have a nice connection. And Saliba could be back into the side. We had to play Van Dijk against Liverpool, interestingly, in that 1-1 game. But I'm thinking now we go to what is largely considered full strength. It's nice to have that experience of Van Dijk, though, in and around the squad, I must say. Tielemans and Neuer to play in the centre. Diego up front, again, needs to... His form looks pretty good. If you go on Diego here, you can see he's been scoring goals in recent games. It's just when he plays badly, he has absolutely no impact whatsoever, and he's very much a passenger. I wish he could find the level of consistency for me at some point. What I'd love to do with him is just say to him, just finish chances for me, plays this advanced forward attack, and just finish every chance you get. Play as a poacher even, and do the same thing. But he seems to want to be more involved. He is better sometimes when playing deeper, and that's why previously we've had this situation, or this formation I should say, on a false 9 setting, to have Diego being more involved in the play. But I guess sometimes he just doesn't get involved. Vignato and Univar, that's where we need to see a real difference from. Those 2 in their last 5 games haven't put in the sort of performances required. Vinicius Junior, Pepe, they're waiting for their chance. So this is a big game. Derby away. I need them to prove themselves. Let's get it. Let's take a look at Derby's team, because they are doing remarkably well. Is it full of regens? I know there's one England player who's very good. This guy here, Chris Turl. I looked at a few times, thinking about bringing him up maybe to the first team for the England team. 18 years of age, looks absolutely fantastic. I imagine we'll get a big move to in theory, bigger side at some point. They've also got Scory. Cameron Scory is a great name for a striker, who looks decent. Looks like a good... sort of championship striker, decent lower league level, sort of lower down the league, Premier League striker, I should say. But so far this season, he's got 4 in 7, so he's playing really well. I mean, you look at what he did last year, I think it was 7 in 31 there, so that's pretty impressive. And on the left, Sam Clark, pacey winger, wouldn't get in our team, but is definitely decent for this level of play. And they've just bought him from Southampton for a hefty fee, and he's their star performer so far this season. So place to look out for. Dewhurst, of course, was our keeper with England. But yeah, and CS there as well. So they've got some decent players. We're going to have to be our best to beat them, because we've seen our away form is just so poor. It's carried on from last year, viewers. It's very frustrating. And when I say poor, I don't mean it's like really bad. I mean comparably to the teams around us, our away form is the thing that is costing us in the league when it comes down to it. Manchester United strengthened so heavily this year, bringing in the likes of Mbappe amongst a couple of others, and they are just all guns blazing. We need to make sure we're finishing teams like Derby off without too much trouble. And that, my friends, is a good start. 15 minutes in, Saliba from Tielemans, and Arsenal take a 1-0 lead away at Derby. But we've got to hold on to this. I've done this before, and it hasn't stuck. You can see here, as Tielemans whips in the delivery, Dewhurst there, Marcus Dewhurst misses it, and Saliba's there to poach and convert the finish. We're going to see it again. Was he onside? Definitely. Move on. I mean, this is a very quick highlight as Derby fired in a free kick, and it goes all the way back to Clark on that side. I think it cannoned off the crossbar, but it goes behind for a goal kick. You can see the top four there: Manchester United, Manchester City, Norwich, Derby, and then ourselves, Chelsea and Liverpool are languishing a little bit behind. As we're forward again though. Hector Bellerin this time as he makes his way forward. Finds Vignato, big chance, and that's kind of what I mean. Does Nicolas Pepe score that, or at least test the keeper a little more? Maybe he does. And Dewhurst is quick to get the ball clear and set off Derby on their own counter-attack. I say counter-attack. They're keeping the ball very, very well. Turl, their big playmaker, to Clark, to Lafille. Oh, he should have scored there. I'll tell you what, he had far too much space in his shooting opportunity, and we let him have it. He's on their bench. Don't recognise too many players on there. I mean, our bench is stacked this season. Like we should be beating teams like Derby pretty comfortably when you think about just the depth of our squad. We should never be in a position where we're not the favourites, really. And that should apply to pretty much every team other than maybe Man United. As there you are, then 1-0 at half-time, looking pretty good. With that game against Madrid coming up, I want to go into that one as confident as we can be, really. You don't want to play Madrid after not getting 3 points against Derby, viewers. That's the moral of the story. There, like Univar, 6.4. Diego, 6.5. We're not playing a system that is particularly like against what they're good at. You can notice I'm playing cautiously, by the way. I've been switching to that more recently. And what it does, really, it allows your playmakers and your dribblers, your inside forwards, to get on the ball and run with it. With the pace he's got, with the dribbling ability he's got, you'd think he'd be more involved in the game. So far, it just doesn't happen. And the exact same thing applies to Vignato. I just felt like playing cautiously, I guess you're playing our way to Derby cautiously. It might look silly. For whatever reason, on Football Manager this year, and you may be differently in your saves, you've got different personnel, different tactics. I've lost all the air left me there, viewers. We need that as much as we can get. As Vignato finally races in, doesn't convert. What I was going to say was, I can't seem to get attacking systems and formations to work as I would like them to work. For whatever reason, positive, sometimes balanced, was what I was on a lot of last year, and I'm a big fan of balanced, I always have been. But I always felt like we were still never getting quite enough out of our wingers, other than Pepe, who seemed to perform above expectation. I'm cautious a little bit more today, or in the last few games. We've been seeing a bit more of it as Diego scores there, and that's what I'm trying to work out. I'm trying to get these high-profile, expensive wingers to put in what I want them to, based on how much they've cost me, how much I'm paying them a week, and it gets close. With 15 minutes to go here, I feel like it's an obvious switch to take off Univar and to bring on a player like Vinicius Jr. and probably to do the same with Vignato and bring Pepe on the other side. We've got another change if we need it, as Univar has now been injured. What are the odds of that? I mean, unbelievable. If he's out for a long time, that is outrageous behaviour. Potential foot injury, 10 minutes to go. We've got some possession. Bellerin racing forward though, and you can see now we've got options in the middle if we can find them. Plays it in. Oh, Pepe. I'll tell you what, he's just come on. Nicolas Pepe. It might happen again, viewers. We might have to play him in almost every single game for the rest of the season. He's so deadly when it comes to finishing. And Vignato, while has got a lot of qualities, we saw it in the earlier episode today for Italy. Like Pepe just turns up, scores within a minute, and the game's won at that point as well. And that's what you need, these crucial moments, these big-time players to come up in games where we need to win. We go 3 points behind Derby with a victory here, and we're closing in a little bit on the top lot because we have to get closer to them. Frankly, we need United to slip up already. It's one of those situations, as Torreira does brilliantly, to play all the way back to Alpa. And now, he casually gives it to Sadri. Thank goodness for that. As the ball cleared, not particularly well by them, but they do recycle the possession. There's just over 5 minutes to go here. It would be quite the collapse as Bellerin snaps in there. I will say that. Tierney on one side, Kieran Tierney, and Bellerin on this side have been fantastic in terms of fullbacks for me. They have been the real superstars of these sides so far. Getting forward, providing that width on the overlap, of course, playing inside forward. So, looking really good. I'm talking a lot about tactically how I'm dealing with this at the moment, because I think it is interesting. When you've got so many good players, you've got to try and find them a way to gel. And Luckily, we've won the game. It sounds like we're losing it, but there are still frustrations there for me that I've had to go to a cautious tactic to beat teams like Derby, and that's the frustration. But there we are, 2-0 win. We'll take that all day, every day. And we go on to Real Madrid then, which in theory should be tougher, although Eden Hazard's 35 now, despite still being there. So we'll see how we get on. Univar's out for 3 to 5 weeks. You are kidding me. 3 weeks it looks like it's going to be in total, but I mean, flipping heck. Just about to take him off. That's the frustration there. Just about. How many times that happened to people in Football Manager? I imagine a lot. Liverpool and Wolves about to play their games. Liverpool win theirs. So I don't think they go above us, but they certainly get closer to us. And Tottenham play their game. They win as well. So all the teams you'd expect to be winning this weekend pretty much have done so, although City and Leicester actually drew. And City, they've lost a little bit of ground on United there. 3 draws for them. That's going to be their undoing if they're not careful. Our record, identical to Liverpool's at the moment, but with a superior goal difference. And as I say, we are 3 points now behind Norwich and Derby, 2 teams we definitely need to be above come the end of the season. Problem is, we're chasing down United. We're only here to win the league. And we've already lost to West Ham. We lost to Newcastle. And there's going to be silly little draws in there this season. I can already sense it. It seems to be a theme for this team. I quite like episodes like this, though. Talk a little bit more in depth about things and how I'm thinking it and how I'm viewing it. I think some people think I just blindly pick tactics, press continue and hope for the best. I'm not going to say that's never happened, because it certainly does do. But I am still, as I play the game through, I'm still trying to enjoy it, and by enjoying it, I find being more in depth with it is the way to go about doing that. Frustrating though. Madrid's come though, and a game that I think we can certainly be competitive in. Oh, flipping heck. Alpa is out for 1 to 3 days with a tight hamstring. I might play him anyway, as wants a new contract. Not right now. Alright, the team for this one, I am going to risk Alpa in goal, but I will take Fila, who can't be registered, off the bench, and put Angus Gunn there just in case there's a little bit of a situation there. Nicolas Pepe is going to come in for Vignato. Vinicius Jr. against Real Madrid, of course, his former team is going to come in too. I'm going to give him a chance as well. Diego's going to step out, and it's time to see Vasily Ignacevic, who is improving all of a sudden. Viewers, thank goodness. When we last saw him, it didn't look so good. All of a sudden, this boy is starting to look pretty special. Let's see if he can put in a performance today, though. Big stage as well, of course. Playing away. Playing at home to Real Madrid. Anyone else want to give a chance to you here? Or are we just going to go with it? Let's just go with it. Come on. What do I give Ula? I know a lot of people criticise, and I won't, because people get mad. And I read the comments, and they're scathing sometimes, viewers. Right then, here we go. Hang on. Were we fully fit for this? Oh, good God. Okay, well, let's hope so. Jovic will play up front then. Dybala, Rodrigo, and Chukwueze. We played him against Nigeria, didn't we? And I still can't do it. Luis and Arthur as well. Pretty familiar players, not necessarily a familiar Real Madrid team, though. Few still there, though. Courtois there. Laporte signed, though. Grimaldo signed. Chalov, remember we sold him as Dortmund's boss, and he's gone on to score goals for Madrid. Fair enough. Didn't sell him to Madrid, but he's doing business. Good business. I will say, I may well have mentioned it earlier, or I may have put it in the description. There was an international episode earlier today, so if you want to see how I get on as Italy manager in a couple of Nations League matches, click the link in the description if there's one. If not, then it's on my channel. You know YouTube. We've been on YouTube for years now, haven't we? You'll find it. Even if you're on a mobile or an iPad, you'll find it. All right then, chance for us. As it goes forwards, Vasily's got a big chance. That's the sort of thing I want to see him take. Never mind. He's in the right position, though. That off-the-ball stat looking good for him. If Diego struggles to find the level of consistency, we have got our guy. I really do believe that, yeah. Tielemans was not fit for this. Ashley's on the bench, though. We can bring on Stevie Ashley if needs be. And we might do it, due to this performance level as well from Tielemans, pretty early on. Or Ula might come on actually instead. That might make more sense. Let's do it. Ula's going to come on as the box-to-box next to Uar. And so far, we're competitive. Vinicius Jr., though, on a booking, 6.3, not having the best of times against his former club. And, of course, now with the injury to Univar, there's not a natural player to play out there. Hatadan can play there. Maybe Vignato. We've got options. So far, though, 0-0. A pretty boring performance. I'm quite happy with this, though. They're Spanish champions. I am happy. Right, I'm going to have to say get creative or something just to inspire them. It's a corner, though, to Madrid. Played in and headed over. Come on. We need a little bit of joy in the Champions League. We've won it years ago. All right, I've got a history in this competition. Let's protect that history. Although you were largely not involved, everyone here. Literally everyone here. Dybala puts another corner in, and it's over again. A repeat performance. Again, playing this cautious style, interestingly, having more possession against Real Madrid, who may well be playing quite a similar style to us, as Toledo's ball to Pepe looks decent, and he's the man that seems to make things happen for this team. Back to hit to Bellerin, back to Pepe, space and time, and this 1-2, well, it went on too long. Neither of them knew what to do. One of them should have shot, for heaven's sake. Half an hour to go. And I'm going to do something bold, viewers. Diego is going to come on, and Diego's going to play up on this left-hand side and has advanced forward. A couple of them up there now. We'll see if the two of them can combine for something. Diego's still quite creative, as Pepe, though, with a free kick, 35 yards out. Shoots just wide. Still cautious, and I actually don't mind it. As Saliba, though, has also got a bit of an injury. Players are dropping like flies here. Virgil van Dijk's going to come on late doors. Let's see if we can have... I don't really want him to have an impact. I just want him to play well, as Madrid forced into a few changes as well. Neither team can seem to get anything going, and this is the best team in Spain, remember. So this is actually quite confidence building for us as the game continues. Please don't concede late. I'll take a 0-0. As boring it is for us viewers, I feel like we've talked about a lot today, so it's not too bad. A 0-0 though against Real Madrid, I think we'll take that almost every single time. As we're a bit unlucky, but it happens. You know, that's not too bad. Chances were there for us. We didn't seem to take them, but that's where we're at. Madrid and us. We're not too dissimilar. Interesting there, though, United have beaten a Juventus team that aren't particularly good. Zebra, as they're more affectionately known. Paris Saint-Germain doing the business, as did Bayern Munich. And Fiorentina, Man City is a little bit later on, as it? No, it's played as well. So that's a 0-0. So City... This is what I mean. We're drawing out here against Madrid. And Salah has scored for Chelsea again. Just to highlight this, Salah's having an unbelievable season, swan song season for Chelsea. 4 goals, 7 assists, a 7.66. Having a really, really strong year for them. It's very strange. Saliba's out for a couple of days with a bruised ankle. And I think our next game is Southampton. Yeah, 4 days' time, as players are upset about the contract situation with Rar, which we'll have to sort out in a minute. It's a few of his cabin mates, probably. He's a pirate. Right then, as I mentioned, Southampton's come for me next. But next time we shall meet Chelsea and Manchester United. A tough run of games there away at the Bernabeu before playing Chelsea and United. One away, one at home. That will be the next time we will meet then. Southampton, Millwall, Bournemouth and Madrid in between there. 3 I expect to win, 1's a challenge, and then again back for those 2 vital Premier League games. It should be good fun. We'll probably shape our season, and I can't wait to see you for it. If you've enjoyed today's video, please do leave a like on it. If you want to see more, make sure you subscribe. And today's been a very succinct episode. I feel like vocally I've managed this quite well. If you've enjoyed it, let's say, show it some love, and I'll see you tomorrow, 5 PM, for a whole lot more. We love with care from me, Dr. Benji. Please call me Ben. Goodbye. I can play it, so there you are.